Hello everybody, my name is Iowl and welcome back to Rome Total War, my Julii campaign. We're going to leave off where we, last left off, of course. Taking Medellonium by storm, and our goal right now is to secure the rest of the Alps, secure northern Italy, and take Batavium. To do this, I want to stop reinforcements from coming to Gaul into northern Italy, so I send my general up, but it doesn't really work out that way. There was about a 600 and something troop army coming through, so my general ran right into that and I couldn't get around him. Out of movement points for him, so he can't do anything. I just gotta hope that he doesn't attack him because I'll be kind of screwed. At that point, I'm just checking up on all my settlements, doing reinforcement stuff. Send a little bit of a group around Batavium, spying on it a bit. Besides that, I'm ready to expand down east there. I noticed the Gauls are going for Massili, and Massili is a really great landing point for us because it's a good way into Gaul itself, and just it has a decent population and such. And Gaul is kind of going to struggle against getting that settlement because they have hoplites, and that kind of stacks against you. Anyways, I was able to get that fort going, so blocking any of those Gallic troops from entering through. So no reinforcements for the Gauls for a little while, and basically I could isolate this horde here and deal with them pretty easily. At this point, there's a bit of a Gallic army there, and I could crush that easily. My plan is basically to crush them and then deal with that army by Medellonium because, well, what else are they going to do? They could either retreat through the Alps or I attack them straight up, and that's probably what's going to happen. So at this point, like I said, checking on all my settlements. I do that quite often. I usually cut this stuff out though because, well, there's really no substance in it. I move that general up by the river crossing because if he goes for that, then I get a pretty big advantage because the AI doesn't really like to go across the river, and they struggle to because they get bottle capped into there, right? They have to send unit by it's not the best strategy. But that's what that little unit does there, and they're pretty outnumbered, and I know I'll win even if I don't auto-resolve it, or even if I do auto-resolve it, so I end up checking on that and doing that anyway. So at this point, my strategy is there's another river crossing there, so I send my cavalry up that way, and I send my infantry up straight to deal with the infantry there. And like I said, they have two units. They don't really have a choice here. They're pretty screwed nonetheless. Send my cavalry to the other side to sneak behind them. Really nothing much to say about this battle. I just don't auto-resolve it for a main reason that auto-resolving does leave quite the casualties, even though I do it for settlements because I know I'll probably lose a lot more men because I'm not that good at the game. Alright, I'm not an expert at the game. I play in hard difficulty, but that's because the game is too easy on any other difficulty. Let me just say that. But yeah, basically I could auto-resolve it and I probably win, but I would take maybe about 200 casualties, the game would say, because, oh well, technically I'm going across a river crossing and I'm being the attacker, so yeah. Anyways, I end up surrounding that unit up top there because they decide they want to guard there, but surround them, their general breaks to my infantry. I send my archers back so I don't have any friendly fire. And at that point, it's just a cut down. Really nothing much to say here. And to be honest, I'm just going to cut that out right now. Alrighty, so back onto the battle map. Batavium has stacked up their units like they always do, so I'm not going to attack that right away. Instead, like I've been saying, going to attack that northern unit there. Check up on all my stuff because I like to do that, and I send my diplomat up north to talk to the Brits. But I also noticed that they are at war with the Germanic peoples. So if they're going to war, that's really good for me because then when I move up through Gaul, they're not really going to worry about me. If Britain's just going to carve their army through Germany, because they usually do, they usually win against Germany when they go to war with them, then that's fine. That's absolutely perfect. I don't even mind being an ally with them, but they're just going to be probably temporary. They're not going to be too strong. They're not going to be an opponent I'm too scared of. I'd rather fight them than the Germans, let's just say, because I think the Germans have berserkers and they're not fun. Anyway, so I combine my army there and send it against that force harassing Medalonium there. Send a few reinforcements up. Don't really say much. Not really much to say about that. A little closer into their unit there, they only have a few warband and a cavalry unit by the looks of it, and that's probably going to act as their general. Besides that, skip to the next turn there. Really nothing to say. They're still besieging Massili, but it looks like they failed the first time, so they're going to go back at it. If they want, they could starve them out, and that would probably be the best idea. Notice a bit of a spy in my capital. Really nothing they can do besides open the gates. I pursue that army down further into the Alps and attack them. I skip over into the battle map there, and my plan is going to be basically what I usually do: send my infantry up front to take the main, I guess, front there, and I send my cavalry up there to flank. Hopefully get behind the army that I actually end up doing in this fight, even though I give this game supreme shit for its AI pathing. I think that's a good word for it. It actually does quite well, and I'm surprised. Maybe because the AI wasn't being, like the enemy AI wasn't being too smart and was leaving me a wide gap open. If they were really being smart about this, they would probably cover that up. So as that, just sending my infantry up, making sure they're all at fire at will. And just squeeze right by there. See that? That's perfect. Anyways, their general unit goes right behind here, so I swarm him with 5 cavalry units. I know he's screwed. They try to reinforce him with the infantry, but I know at this point it's done. They break. I send my cavalry back so they don't have to deal with the infantry. Seems like my infantry has actually been engaged for a little while, so I end up just going after them. Besides that, they're outnumbered, they're flanked, half of their army is breaking. It's pretty glorious. Easy fight to basically end this off and end any Gallic resistance. I send my general and the rest of the cav up to deal with any of those routing units. Might as well get a little bit XP going there. XP is actually really useful in this game too, so gives more damage, and just that charge bonus up the hill is pretty nice. A few of their units end up trying to rally, but it's over. It's over at this point. I'm just gonna cut them down, and I'll see you back on the battle map. Or sorry, I guess I meant the campaign map. Campaign battle, who cares? I built a fort up there so there's no dramatic or Gallic resistance. Basically to defend me against, you know, anybody who decides they want to sneak past the Alps there. But yeah, it's really nice to put forts there so I could actually protect myself. That's the thing, like, that's why I love forts in this game. They're just really great for defense, and the AI is kind of like, oh, okay, I'll either attack it for a few turns, because they like to starve places out, or they don't do anything. It's funny, but anyways, like I said, they failed at Massili, so they're gonna either try again, but this is good because when I go after Massili, if it's still going to be rebel, then what's going to happen is it's going to be weakened because they're not going to repair their units, and I could just easily walk in at that point. And if they fail it, if they fail to get Massili, then that's better. That's perfect. I'm glad that the rebels are hanging on there. I'm glad that those hoplites are giving them so much trouble. Other news though, it seems like the Julii are expanded. I don't really point this out until the end of the episode here, but yeah, they're actually starting to expand, and at this point they actually took Salona, I think it's called. So they're starting to expand around me, so at this point I want to maybe take Batavian a little faster and start stealing those settlements before the Julii decide, oh yeah, I'm just going to steal the east from you, basically. At this point I check everything I need to, and I move my diplomat now into the Iberians. It seems like I actually traded with the Iberians before. At this point I don't know, and I don't remember. That's why I'm going towards Spain right now, to try to form a deal with them again. Besides that, just cruising along here. Suggestia is going to be maybe a next target, and as you can see there, just a little bit. Fucking Salona, they captured Salona, so it's time to hit Batavium. Send some battering rams up, and they have a really decent force there. They have swordsmen, spearmen, and I think they have a By the looks of it, it looks like they have some cavalry, so that's great. Mother's yelling in the background, that's awesome. No. Anyways, send my town unit back to the capital. They're trying Massilia again, but I know they're gonna fail because that army is like smaller than they sent the first time, so that's the thing about AI as well. Something about the campaign AI. If they lose against the rebels and they auto resolve, that's their thing. When they're in battles other than like if they're not battling you, they're auto resolve. They have to auto resolve the battle. That's how they basically sort through their shit. So they have a extremely a big disadvantage against you as a player. And when they fight rebels and they can't win against rebels, it's a horrible start for the AI, basically. It means that they're just not going to do too good. Anyways, the Gauls end up trying to sucker me into a ceasefire if they get Medellonium back. I basically give them a big-ass middle finger, and in response, I take Batavium. And I say, go suck my ass, you Gallic tribes, because they like making that deal, and I don't know who in their right mind accepts it. Unless, like, they're a super pacifist, but it never works. Let's just say that. Anyway, so I send one of my general units down south by the shipyard there. And basically my plan about that is that he's going to go down and take Massilia and intercept the Gauls there. And I'm basically just going to train up a few cav units, a few infantry, and build up an army, take a ship, and hit Massilia there. Hopefully, that's kind of the plan. Anyways, I noticed there's a Bruttii army heading towards Segestia. So I'm pretty proud of this moment, actually, because I send him up with a few cav unit, but I know it's not enough. So I hire a mercenary unit, and I strike Segestia with that mercenary unit. Now, there's one of two options. The Bruttii are either going to back off or they're going to reinforce that mercenary unit. Basically, no matter what, the settlement is mine. I do a very big brain fucking play there. As you can see, the fucking Iberians, they give me those trade rights I was talking about a little later, but, you know, whatever. Still go towards down and get map information, apparently, so that's great. Anyway, so, not much strategy at all. I'm basically just going to skip the majority of this fight. My mercenaries are just going to plan to run away, and I'll let the Bruttii reinforcements deal with it. I am a scumbag. I basically just stole this helmet right off the Bruttii, because if I did nothing, they would have besieged Segestia. Anyways, with them drawing out and trying to hit me there, I try to get my mercenary units to be a little helpful, but they're really fucking slow. I didn't think the Iberian mercenaries would be so slow. And my reinforcements take an absolute year, so I put on 3 times speed. They end up engaging the battle, and my unit there routes. I think it's kind of funny. So it's all on the glorious Bruttii to finish this battle off. So slow, man. That's why I hate the AI. Anyways, after cutting and they engage, the general unit basically hits them. They break. They send their infantry up. Me yelling at the screen like, go in the settlement, what are you doing? Type of action happens behind the scenes there. They end up assassinating the general, and well, that unit's kind of too chicken shit to chase him down, and I win, just as easy as that. Really, nothing much to say there. I end up enslaving the populace like I usually do, so I get those Mariette reforms later on. I don't know if I mentioned to that. And basically, me laughing my ass off there for a little bit. Training some peasant units. A quintum? I've never actually tried to say my capital's name. It grows in size, so that's nice. And yeah, I'm basically laughing my ass off at this point, laughing at the Bruttii because they missed out on Segestia. And what the good thing about those eastern settlements is that I'm gonna get mines going there. I mean, my economy is gonna get fucking booming. At the moment, it's decent, but later on, it's gonna do pretty well. Let's just say that. Anyways, with that army down in the east there, I'm gonna send it west, and we're gonna start hitting the Gauls next episode. I just want to see any other settlement, if I need to build anything, and really, that's it for this episode, guys. Very successful. Took all of northern Italy there, and even stole a Segestian settlement off the not the broody eye. So anyways guys, if you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and do all that shit YouTubers tell you to do, and well, I'll catch y'all later.